Well, what I've been meaning to do is make some jerky. I got a jerky maker from Meet Your Maker last year, a dehydrator, and it works fantastic. So I've got a bunch of odd ends from the season, pig and venison. And so what we're doing is we're just going to cut them up, cube them up into bite-sized pieces, and then I'm going to put a dry rub and a liquid over the top for it to soak in and marinate for about 24 hours. So I'll show you how we're cutting it, and then I'll show you kind of the seasoning I'm going with. Really, I wanted to do this because everything that you buy in the store is either super expensive or it's got all these additives into it, and I want to minimize the amount of sugar that my jerky has. So we're gonna do something really simple. We're gonna let this marinate for about 24 hours. It's gonna be super simple. Instead of soy sauce, I'm gonna do some coconut aminos. I have a little bit of teriyaki left over, so I'm just gonna throw that in. Salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. That is it. You could add chili flakes for a little heat if you want. We don't really like a lot of heat around here. I'd rather just have it to be able to snack on. So that's all that's going in. And then tomorrow, we'll put it in the dehydrator. All right, guys, we're at the next step. We're going to put our jerky in the dehydrator this morning. This is the smaller model Meet Your Maker dehydrator. One thing I really like about it is it comes with plenty of trays. I got 6 trays here. It's really highest preset it'll go to is about 167. You can go up to 12 hours, and it's super silent, very quiet, very easy to use. If I close this, you can barely hear it, so that's great. We've got our meat here. This has been marinating for about 24 hours. The meat I've cut a little, there's chunks in here that are a little they're a little thicker. I'm just playing with the different cuts of meat in order to see what we can get away with as far as it not being too dried out compared to it being too dried out. So some liquid is good. It absorbs. That helps keep the moisture. And what we're going to do here is I just take this stuff and I lay it on my tray. My tray I have laid on a piece of paper towel. That way it catches any drippings, doesn't make a mess. And we're just going to lay this out here. I'm going to put this on about 12 hours, and in about 6, I will check it. One thing that I really enjoy about this dehydrator is that because you have the 6 trays, you don't have to really, stack this too much. Like, you can have the pieces have space in between them. That way you can get really good airflow, and it seems to speed up the process, which is nice. So I don't overpack these trays. I give every piece its room. Some really nice pieces right there. And we're going to go right in to the dehydrator and on to the next one. This is almost like Jack's Link's level cut of jerky, It's probably going to take some hours to do, but I've been really impressed with the Meet Your Maker dehydrator up until this point, so it might surprise us. Those will be really nice cuts, though. And if it works, man, we will be in business, because that'll be really nice jerky. Okay. In we go. Got 3 trays. Now, we're going to set our temperature and time. It's one button, so it's super user-friendly. You're going to hit our temperature, and I'm going to go up to 167, which is the highest the Meet Your Maker can go, at least this model. I'm going to hit my time, and because the cuts are so thick, I'm just going to go 14 hours. We'll check it later. We're set. We're good. So as the thinner pieces dry out, I'm taking them off, making more room in here just for dry air to circulate. I love how quiet this thing is, man. You can barely tell it's on. This thing is really quiet. I'm just letting it run, doing its thing. The thicker pieces are starting to dry out really well. So we're almost done, and I set it for 14 hours, and we're almost to about half of that. So doing good. All right, our beef jerky is done. It's got a really nice crisp to it. They're thicker pieces, which is nice. A little bit of give, which is great. It's not completely dried out, but it's dried out enough to be done, and it's tasty. So there you have it. It's really good. Clean ingredients, salty, garlicky, coconut aminos, some onion powder. I'm very pleased. If you're looking for like clean protein source that's not going to break the bank, the next thing I'm going to do is get the jerky gun, so I can do it with ground beef, ground bison, ground pork, ground lamb. But this, for having all these odd end pieces, cuts of venison at the end of the season and wild boar at the end of the season, this was perfect to make a snack. So, man, get out there, try your own ingredients, add different things, and get your kids a healthier snack that won't break the bank. Navigate the wild.